Hi, thank you for tuning in to the West Oxfordshire Property Predictions for 2025 5-minute webinar. And I'm going to talk about why we're going to see a continued recovery in the housing market. Financial services, continued innovation is going to sort out a bit more of a demand for the market, and how we're going to see increased volumes as well. So without further ado, let's have a look at what's going on right here in West Oxfordshire. I mean, average prices are now just over £363,000, but that varies greatly. Obviously, detached average values around £560,000, with flats just over £191,000. What's interesting, although in 2024 we have seen effectively across the board a flat housing market in terms of values, houses have increased 1.7%, whereas flats have decreased 4.6%. But overall, over 5 years, property prices in West Oxfordshire have risen 16%. Now, what's been really interesting in our local market is that transaction volume, so the number of properties that have actually sold, is down 36% from the previous year. Now, compare that to the wider southeast, which is down 27.8%, and you can see that the West Oxfordshire market has been particularly badly affected by transaction volumes. Witney has seen the most sales, unsurprisingly, 365 transactions in the last year, Carlton 166, Chippy 100, and Entrim 44. So that is where properties are actually selling here in the Shire. And what's really been interesting is that the average time taken to agree a sale is 39 days, which is up a little bit longer on last year, just over 3% longer. Of the 827 properties on the market today, Christmas Eve, when I record this, then the average asking price is £472,000. That's up 0.5% over the last 3 months, and up 6.6% over the last 12 months. And the average price achieved over the last 12 months equates to a square footage price of £382 per square foot. So if you're doing a ready reckoner, then it doesn't take into account, orientation of the plot and fixtures and fittings, but it's a good ready reckoner, 382 quid per square foot. Now, 36.1% of all properties marketed in West Oxfordshire in the last year have had a price reduction since they were first listed to sell. Interestingly, nationally, we've seen more price reductions in 2024 than in any of the previous 7 years, and just over 7% of properties have actually seen reductions of 10% or more. So, that has been a real theme of 2024. So what is driving the market? Clearly, the economy, interest rates. The Bank of England's kept those rates now on hold at 4.75% in the last meeting of 2024. We don't expect much change in 2025, maybe 0.5%, so 0.25% drops across the whole of the year, but they're not going to drop to anything like the levels we've seen in recently. But what is changing, people will get used to those new rates, they will be factored in, and the financial services industry is innovating and looking at ways to make lending more attractive. And of course, as property prices have been subdued and wages have risen, then that has increased affordability. We've seen reduced demand last year, or in 2024, but that is now increasing. And the data from the mortgage companies is that we've seen 42% more interest in borrowing for mortgages. That equates to more buyers. And Rightmove have said there's 13% increase at the end of 2024 for people searching to buy properties. That builds through into demand for 2025. Transactions, I already mentioned, were well down in 2024. We are expecting to see those creep back up to more normal levels, about 1.1 million transactions per annum. It was about 900,000 in 2024. And development, there's all this talk about new housing, but where are they? Where are they going to go? And has anyone seen any being put up recently in any significant numbers? Because actually, in the last quarter of 2024, there was a 7.5% drop in the number of new houses built. And that's down 14.4% on the previous year. So they really aren't building new houses in anything like the volumes that have been spoken about. Now, what is interesting, medium-term outlook. Last year in my video, I stuck my neck out and said that prices in West Oxfordshire would rise, and I was right. As we've seen, houses were up slightly. Everyone else said there would be a fall in the market at the beginning of the year or at the end of 2023. This year, I'm pleased to say that values have risen, but the consensus forecast is that house prices are going to rise around 3.5% over the next few years. The rate of rent growth is going to decrease. Witney featured in the latest Rightmove report on the rentals market. It's sort of the 5th fastest increase in rents anywhere in England and Wales in the last quarter of 2024. So, you never see Whitney in a Rightmove report. We did, and it was to do with the rate at which rents have increased. So if you're a landlord, great, because you're getting increased income from that and the capital value appreciation. But house prices, if you compound that, are going to be up 20%, is the consensus forecast over the next few years. My prediction is that West Oxfordshire will perform rather better than that. It's still a great place to live and work, as we all know, and we're not building anything like the number of new properties in the area that compared with the number of people wanting to come and live here. And that is going to drive house price growth in the area. So I predict probably 4% for 2025 in West Oxfordshire, and probably marginally higher over the years after that. But watch this space and we'll see how I get on. Any questions, as always, you can WhatsApp me, you can phone me, you can email me. We'd love to hear from you. Do get in touch. Thank you for your attention.